Classic recipes are the order of the day thanks to a new cookbook authored by our guest today, Dayna Selig. And your book is called Beyond the Glass Bourbon Recipes from Horse Country. Yes. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it very much. Why did you decide to do this cookbook?
Well, my kids asked for a recipe that my grandmother used to have, and I hadn't seen the recipe for over 25 years, so I went looking for the book, and I found it. It is a date book, and she wrote all of her recipes in this date book.
This was your...
My grandmother.
Your grandmother,
yes, she's the one that taught me how to cook. And so I wanted to preserve these recipes, and I also wanted to share some of the recipes that I had created that people said, can I have that recipe? So decided to put it together, and my family cooked with bourbon a long time before it was the phenomenon it is today.
Before it became the thing, right?
Yes, yes.
So really, as you show us some of this, some of these are easier to do than others, you said, right?
Yes. And if you're looking at the Tipsy pecan cake, this one is called Tipsy because too many slices will make you that.
Make you tipsy.
And it is the most historic recipe that I have. And when I picked up my grandmother's book, it said, well, a cup or a teacup of bourbon or a half teacup of molasses. So that one, fairly hard to recreate. This one is not hard. That's the raspberry ribbon.
And you have pictures of these in your book,
yes,
right?
I do.
Yeah, let's show this one off here a little bit.
All right.
Looks great, yeah.
And this is the apple walnut bread pudding, the chocolate croissant bread pudding, which is my favorite bread, so I had to make a bread pudding with that.
Looks great.
These are bourbon, bacon, barbecue meatballs.
Oh, wow.
Turtles.
Now this is neat, these turtles, because you didn't totally cover them.
No, I didn't, because my family likes all three different flavors. The roasted pecans, the bourbon caramels, and also the drizzle with the dark chocolate. So
now you were telling me about these.
They have, on average, a half shot of bourbon in each one. This one took me a little while to get it the maximum amount of bourbon and still be able to dip it without it falling apart.
So you might stagger a little when you're...
This is not a children's candy. No,
gotcha.
No.
And then real quickly, what do we have here? That really looks rich.
Bourbon ball cake. For my friends that do not like to dip bourbon balls, the inside of the bourbon ball is actually part of the layer inside of the cake. It's covered with chocolate ganache, and then it has the roasted pecan on the top. So it's much easier to make than the bourbon balls.
Well, really, it all looks great. Dayna, you're having some book signings that are coming up March 22nd at Chico's at Lexington Green.
Yes.
And then the one on the 23rd?
That is Mamie's Fine Wine and Gifts, and that is in Georgetown from 11 to 1.
And of course, free of charge to get those signings, but you hope folks pick up your book.
I would love to talk to them about the book and let me sign one for them.
We appreciate you coming in very much. Thank you.